Zomato almost went from this
आलो ले लो
to this.
देखिए भगवान का दिया हुआ सब कुछ है दौलत है शौहरत है
How did Zomato go from being valued at $5.4 billion in Feb of 2021 to $12 billion in July of the same year?
Well, the stock has grown around 5x since 2022. The stock was around at 41 rupees, whereas now it has touched a life high of almost 200 rupees.
Hey everyone, welcome to Business as Unusual, the channel where we dive into the world of everything that's unusual. This is our first ever video and we are kicking things off with a sizzling hot story about how Zomato went from being a spicy startup to a profit-making powerhouse. Buckle up, grab a coffee because we have a whole lot of things to talk about.
There's so much to say, man. I can't find myself. I'm totally lost.
Hashtag reject Zomato.
Zomato did was demeaning Dalits.
The Directorate General of GST Intelligence has issued a demand notice. The layoffs have happened across functions.
Where riders were to don green uniforms to deliver pure vegetarian food.
Beef delivery par bawal ho gaya.
Zomato has pulled its operations out of 225 cities.
Probably almost run out of money 6 times in our life.
Today we're exploring how Zomato transformed from being one of the biggest failures, facing criticism and financial losses, to finally being profitable. A decade back in 2014, Zomato was awarded the Startup of the Year by Economic Times. It was a huge recognition for the rapid growth and innovative approach in food discovery and delivery. In 2015, Zomato had big dreams of expanding around the world, targeting countries like UK and the US, but the ambitious plans weren't carefully planned out, leading to serious mistakes. In the UK, Zomato didn't fully grasp the strict food safety regulations enforced by Food Standards Agency. Every restaurant they partnered with had to pass tough inspections and meet high standards. Ignoring these rules could result in hefty fines and damage to their reputation. They also jumped into a crowded market without checking if their services matched what the customers wanted. Competing against well-established companies like Deliveroo and Just Eat, Zomato struggled to attract new users. Realizing that they couldn't make a dent, they decided to leave the UK market. Next, they turned to the US in Jan of 2015, buying Urban Spoon for $52 million to enter the market quickly. However, they didn't consider the challenges of merging different systems and company cultures, which led to serious operational problems. They also overlooked the complex labor laws in various states. In California and New York, laws like AB5 and higher minimum wages made running the business more expensive. These unexpected costs and legal hurdles added to the existing troubles. Facing tough competition from giants like Grubhub, DoorDash and Uber Eats, Zomato found it hard to survive in a market that they didn't fully understand. The high costs of attracting and keeping customers drained their resources and they lacked a solid plan to succeed. By the end of 2015, Zomato chose to withdraw from the US to save resources. The grand plan of global expansions were undermined by poor planning and lack of understanding of the markets that they entered. Lessons that would impact their future moves to focus on the markets that they wanted to. And where, you may ask?
India.
With failed global expansions, they learned it the hard way that they did not understand about their audiences and had a weak delivery network. Hence, to fill in this gap, they made heavy investments in AI and machine learning. Predictive analytics provided restaurants with insights into customer preferences and trends, helping them tailor menus and marketing strategies more effectively. Meanwhile, machine learning algorithms optimized delivery routes, reducing delivery time and cutting costs. But the real secret ingredient was personalization for the customers.
So it's not about getting more customers to use the platform. It is about how do we get people to order more frequently going forward.
Zomato focused more on learning about the audiences to deliver services tailored to specific user needs. For example, if a user frequently ordered vegetarian dishes, the app would highlight new vegetarian restaurants or special promotions on meat-free meals. This personalized touch kept users engaged and coming back for more. But why was personalization so important? Let me explain the Pareto principle first, or the 80-20 rule. It states that roughly 80% of the effect comes from 20% of the cost. In business, a significant chunk of revenue comes from a small fraction of consumers. In Zomato's case, this principle was spot on. The high-value customers of the top 5% generated around 30 to 40% of Zomato's total revenue. The next 15% of regular users contributed another 40%. Together, the top 20% of the users drove nearly 80 to 90% of Zomato's total revenue. This highlighted the importance of focusing on these key segments. By zeroing in on their most valuable customers and personalizing their experience, Zomato not only increased the customer satisfaction but also significantly boosted their revenue. It's a perfect example of how understanding your audiences can lead to targeted services that benefit both the customers and the company. And they got so good at this that they knew everything about the users. I mean, take a look at this user data. 61% of Zomato users state that they gladly pay for services that make their life more convenient. And Zomato bought Blinkit. Zomato has more male users than female users, so they know whom to target more. 51% of Zomato users have right-leaning political views. Users' social media engagement. Hence, Zomato grew their online presence significantly, knowing where to find their customers more. They know that a huge percentage of Zomato's users follow cricket, and hence this ad. Once they knew who their audiences were, where to find them, and what they liked, now they had to build strong relations with the customers. And to boost brand loyalty, they introduced Zomaland for customers and Hyperpure for partnered restaurants. Zomato isn't just about food. They've tapped into the entertainment scene with Zomatoland, the flagship food and music festival. Launched in 2018, Zomatoland blends the best of both worlds, delicious food from top restaurants and performances by popular artists, making it one-of-a-kind experience. These festivals have attracted huge crowd, creating an immersive carnival atmosphere across cities like Delhi, Mumbai and Bangalore. Zomato's entry into the live event space has helped them engage with audiences in a new way, building brand loyalty while offering a unique mix of food, music and fun. Now onto Hyperpure. Hyperpure, a true game changer that's often overlooked. Zomato launched Hyperpure as a B2B supplies vertical to revolutionize the supply chain for partnered restaurants. By sourcing fresh, high-quality ingredients directly from the farmers and producers, Hyperpure ensured reliable quality and cost efficiency. This vertical integration optimized operations and reduced ingredient costs for the restaurants, enhancing their profitability. This also fortified Zomato's relationship with the restaurants by becoming an indispensable part of their operations. When COVID-19 hit in 2020, businesses worldwide faced chaos, but Zomato turned adversity into opportunity. Then came two strategic decisions, expanding into grocery delivery and acquiring Uber Eats. Zomato Market partnered with local grocery stores, supermarkets and FMCG companies to source products. By leveraging its existing delivery infrastructure and logistic expertise, Zomato was able to quickly adapt to the new market demands. The service was initially rolled out in major cities like Delhi, Mumbai and Bangalore, eventually expanding into other regions. Then in mid of 2020, Zomato invested approximately $100 million in Grofers, one of India's leading online grocery delivery platforms. This investment was a part of Grofers' Series F funding round and signaled a strategic partnership aimed at capturing a larger share of grocery delivery market. In early 2020, Zomato made a strategic power move by acquiring Uber Eats' India operation for around $350 million, granting Uber a 9.9% stake at Zomato. This streamlined its delivery network and improved its operational efficiency. Even after all of this, they were still burning money and faced near death multiple times. Hence, they had to raise funds once again.
India says at least 20 of its soldiers were killed after hand-to-hand fighting with Chinese troops in the Galban Valley. China has not released any information on casualties.
But in 2020, escalations between India and China led to a new foreign direct investment norms, requiring government approval for investments from neighboring countries. Zomato-backed Chinese investor Ant Financial faced delays in receiving $100 million of the $150 million that was promised as an investment. With Chinese funding stalled, Zomato quickly sought alternative investors. In Feb of 2021, they raised $250 million from Quora, Fidelity and Tiger Global, boosting the valuation to $5.4 million. Within months, Zomato's blockbuster IPO raised about $1.3 billion, valuing the company at around $12 billion. That's within 5 months. 5 mahine mein paisa double. Shares were oversubscribed by 38 times and the stock soared by 65% on the listing day, reflecting massive investor confidence. Investors who were eyeing that sweet IPO dough started selling their shares like hot samosa. InfoEdge, one of the early backers, reduced their stake from 18.5% to 15.2%, and they weren't alone. Zomato realized that they had faced near death too many times and not being financially stable has been holding them back from taking bigger decisions. Hence, they had to bring in more strategies to be financially profitable. Now, after their successful IPO, Zomato made a bold move. They streamlined global operations by pulling out of 9 countries out of 11, including heavyweights like UK and US, which we covered earlier. This wasn't a retreat, it was a calculated strategy to cut costs and double down on the core markets. And the result? Zomato slashed its operating costs from a staggering $9 million to just $1.7 million. That's a massive cost reduction. But during this period, things went all smooth sailing. Many top executives began leaving the company, adding to internal stress. They powered through. The company also restructured its workforce, laying off hundreds of employees. It was a tough decision, but a necessary one to improve its operational efficiency. So, what were the results of these tough decisions? Zomato's focus on core markets led to improved unit economics. For the first time, Zomato achieved profit margins on all deliveries. In India, they made about 20 rupees per order, and in UAE, 50 rupees per order. They weren't burning money anymore. Average order value jumped from 264 rupees in early 2019 to 400 rupees by October 2020. Customers were spending more, which directly boosted Zomato's revenue. And by the end of 2020, Zomato's gross order value reached to an all-time high of 2,980 crores. This showed significant recovery and growth post-COVID. By 2023, Zomato posted its first profitable quarter with 2 crores in profit. In Q2, the profit after tax surged to 36 crores, with an operating income climbing to 2,848 crores. Now that they were profitable, they had the flexibility to take on more risks like launching 10,000 electric scooters with TVS Motor Company, aiming for 100% EV adoption by 2030, cutting costs while going green. They also experimented with a pure veg fleet, showing their willingness to innovate, even though this particular initiative was quickly retracted. The innovations kept coming, features like District to tackle cash change, group ordering, concerts with Dua Lipa, scheduled orders, and Zomato for enterprises to manage food expenses all contributed to their success. Zomato's journey is a masterclass in strategy, resilience, and innovation. The dramatic turnaround is a proof that, with the right moves, even the toughest situations can be turned into opportunities. If you found this breakdown inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more business deep dives. Keep innovating, keep exploring, and of course, keep munching.